So I'm Jordi Asensi, the logistic manager at the Andorra Pavilion. And Andorra is a small country between Spain and France, super small. It's only 468 square kilometers. But just to give you an idea of the size, if you go from France to Spain crossing Andorra, it's only 45 kilometers. So population, it's 78,000 people. So what do we have here around is a first glimpse of our country. And you will see there are full of images about the snow, about the landscapes that we have, and you will see that there are a lot of trees because this is a very nature country. And there's lots of wood, lots of mountains, lots of places where you can find, this nature and these natural landscapes. So this is the first of impression when you come into the pavilion. So if you follow me, the first impression about this stone and wood will be these woodlogs that we have here. They are from Andorra. They are made by pine tree. This is 45 to 60 years old. And normally in Andorra, we use this type of woodlogs to create the structure of the house. The houses are made by stone, big stone and rocks. The main structure where the roof will be located and where the floors will be located will be made by this specific wood. And this is, it's kind of strong. This is resistant. So let me go there, and you will see that because our country is so small, we put the whole country inside the pavilion because this is the full country. All the things that you see here in green are forests. So the majority of the country is mountain and forest. Only 10% of the country will be urban areas. The rest is full nature. And this is a Biosphere Reserve in Andorra. This is very interesting because the Biosphere Reserve by UNESCO is a program to integrate the citizens' life with the natural life. And now we are into a big project to create the first in the world country Biosphere Reserve. So we'll have the full country as a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. And this is quite a challenging project, but we wanted to show here in Expo Dubai this project that we have. In here we have some information about business, university. There is one that I think it's quite interesting related to the wood lovers. That is, we use drones to help the people that control the forest to understand if the forest is healthy or not. So we fly the drone with a specific camera, and we use an artificial intelligence software that, depending on the color of the leaves and the size of the tree, we can know if the tree is fine or not, or if the forest is fine or not. And this is a test that we're doing in our country because it's really small and we can do it agilely. So now we have a nice immersive experience in this area, and we'll see the landscapes. And the landscapes are quite interesting because you will see lots of rocks, lots of white, lots of green, lots of trees, and lots of wood. And this is interesting because in the past 30 years we had concrete constructions, but now we are getting back into nature. The majority of the constructions that we had will be made in wood. The structure will be made in wood because this is a material that is really directly related to our country. This is the old house of the Parliament, and of course, as you can see, it's wood everywhere. And this is pine tree mainly, and this is kind of an oak that we have also in Andorra. This is the new building. But this old building there, outside stone, structure made in wood. We try to integrate this new way of construction to the new houses. This is old Romanesque churches that inside are made of wood too. So wood is always present to us because, of course, the nature is super present. This is a way to show to the visitors that what they can see in Andorra. Landscapes, it's nature, it's hiking, it's ski. A very direct and related way to engage with the nature. And one of the things that I really like, when you go to the forest, trees, wood, they give you some kind of energy. You can feel this powerful presence. And in the summer, they give you shade. But in the winter, they will give you hot because we burn the wood in the fireplaces. Something related with our nature. When I go into the forest and we find this nice woodlogs and we put it at home, this fire made by the wood, it eases you, it gives you peace. And when you walk into wooden floors, And as you can see here in the pavilion, we have these wooden floors too. It gives you also this kind of peace, and it's nice. We have this is a woodlock, and we put some face on it. The thing is that the kids in Christmas time, 2 weeks before Christmas, they go into the forest with the parents to find a woodlock like this one. Smaller, bigger, the size doesn't matter. So you bring it home, you cover it with a blanket because it's cold outside, you put it close to the fireplace, and every day in the morning you feed it with oranges and apples, and since we are in the Emirates, we put some dates. And in the night, the woodlock will eat the whole food. So you do that for every day till Christmas Eve. And then in Christmas Eve, the kids will beat it with a stick, and the woodlock will poop candy and chocolates and sugar and many good things. So this is a funny tradition that we do in Andorra, and it came from the pre-Christianity. It's 1,000 years old tradition from the mountains. We do that in Andorra. It's traditionally, but also in Catalonia, in Barcelona. So it's funny and it's good, and well, we have this every home in Andorra. They have one, but in the squares of the cities we have the bigger ones, like big. So the kids there, 7, 8 kids at the same time, they're beating the woodlock, singing a song that's okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. My God! Lemon candy! Your mommy will be so happy with this amount of sugar. Since we are in a sensitive place, react rapidly to the changes in on climate, for example. We have less snow during the winter season. So this is a sign that something is changing, because in the past 20 years ago, we had snow, but from time to time. You know, almost every week, every 2 weeks it was snowing, but not like crazy. Now this thing has just shifted. So this affects to the trees and the forest, because since the snow changed the way it interacts with the nature, the trees, the forest, and the animals that live in the forest change also their behavior. So with our drones, we try to control the propagation of this parasite. It's quite a challenge. And the other thing that we are finding is that because of the use of the wood, if you don't go into the forest to tactically cut or manage the forests go wild. In the past, the people in Andorra and in other mountain areas, they used the forest to have wood at home and to burn it and different uses. But now the uses are more industrial. So the way to manage the forest is not directly related on the way the forest needs to be managed. So we had this kind of discussion with our government about the industrial use of the forest and the better use of the forest. So it's also a challenge, but the people in Andorra are very concerned about that. So the companies, the businesses that they do buildings or they go into the forest to find wood, they try to do the right thing, and this is good for us. We also try to be an example. If Andorra does that, maybe you can do it also in Spain or France or other places. We try to show that to the visitors too, that the ones that are interested in how do you manage the forest, how do you manage the mountain. So we're trying to do that.